Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Gerardi Performance Podcast, where I'm going to be giving you a little bit of insight about the word toning, what it means, and how to do it. I hope you enjoy the show. So let me start off by saying those who have been in and around the fitness industry for a while now will be well aware that toning is just something of a nothing word. However, it is a word that those new to exercise use, and we as professionals know what people mean when they say it. So as an industry, we can be a little too quick to dismiss people or concepts that don't fit into our own experiences or our own wants. However, this is an industry about helping people and others achieve their goals, not invalidating them. So rather than roll our eyes at this and kind of dismiss people who use different words than we do, we should instead look to help those people understand how to safely and effectively create the outcome that they want. Now, toning any area is really a case of reducing body fat while retaining the lean tissue beneath it. We achieve this with a combination of a mild and sustainable caloric deficit to reduce body fat while both consuming adequate protein and training against resistance to retain that lean tissue. If we simply just cut calories without either the resistance training or the protein intake, we can reduce in overall size or scale weight, but we have no positive change in composition, aka no toning is occurring, guys. In other words, we'll be losing the lean tissue, but not the body fat. So you'll still see the scale change, but it's not how you want it to change. So some general diet recommendations I can give you if your goal is to tone. Right, so when you say tone, that means that you want to look a little bit leaner, have some muscle definition, and drop fat. So if that's you, I want you to eat at least 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight each day. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, you should aim to get at least 120 to 100 grams of protein each and every single day. Keep your higher carb meals earlier in the day and or closest to your workouts. That's so we have time throughout the day to burn them. And if you're keeping them between your workouts, you'll burn them through that exercise. So you're depleting the glycogen when you exercise, so you can have a lot of the carbs stored prior to it, use it during the exercise, and then after you can restore that glycogen. So again, eat your carbs either earlier in the day or surround your higher carb meals for before and after your workouts. You also want to drink lots of water and consume a ton of vegetables. If it's green, it's most likely good for you. And lastly, fiber. People neglect this all the time, guys. Foods high in fiber will help keep you fuller longer. So it's super important to implement the fiber into your diet, since you'll most likely will be needing to be in a caloric deficit here, right? So again, going back to what toning really means. You want to be in a caloric deficit to drop the body fat. That's the only way to do it in the big grand scheme of things. And so if you're eating foods that make you more full for a longer period of time, it's going to be easier to be in that caloric deficit. I hope that makes sense. Again, those are just some very general diet recommendations. If you need a more in-depth plan or specific foods to eat, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram or Facebook or any social media. Say, hey, Mike, need help with the diet plan. Listen to the podcast. What can you do for me? I'll be happy to help you. Now, let's talk about the working out part. I know this terrifies women, right? Lifting weights. You don't want to get super bulky. You don't want to look like a big bodybuilder with huge biceps. It's not going to happen. I promise. Guys train their whole lives to get to where they're going to be, and they dedicate their whole lives there. By you doing some bicep curls and some bench press, you're not going to get that big, bulky look. I promise. You need to build muscle if you want to be toned. You can be in a caloric deficit for the rest of your life, eat clean for the rest of your life. If you have no muscle, you're not going to get the tone look that you're looking for. I promise you. So working out, lifting weights is a must. Get in the gym. Lift as heavy as you can, safely, obviously, and aim for about 10 rep sets. That is the set amount of reps that you want to do for muscle hypertrophy. Again, that's very general guideline. Again, big takeaway for the workout part, don't skip the workout. You need to lift weights. Cardio isn't going to do it. If you hop on the treadmill and you're running an hour a day every day, again, it's going to be a lot harder for you, nearly impossible to get that muscle tone look, because you're not building any muscle, whether it be in your legs, in your arms, your back, whatever it is. You need to be lifting weights, guys. And that goes for girls as well. And so to my trainers, let's, as an industry, just try to remember we're here to be the experts so consumers and clients can make informed choices. We're not here to tell them their goals are wrong. We're here to help them achieve their goals and explain what they need to do to get there in a way that they understand and that is sustainable for them. That's the other piece of this. It has to be sustainable. Nobody wants to eat chicken and rice 7 days a week for the rest of your life. That'll freaking work. Trust me, you'll get ripped. If you're lifting weights and eating chicken and rice for 3 meals a day for the rest of your life, you're going to be in the best shape of your life, probably the best shape in your town. But it's not sustainable. It's not going to happen. It gets super boring, super quick. And so what I preach to all my clients and how I develop my online personal training programs is about sustainability. So, you have nurses that work, 12-hour shifts. You have construction workers who are exhausted after working 8 to 10 hours a day, lifting heavy metals and rocks and all this stuff. So it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. If you get an online program and it's an one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter thing, there were no questions asked on what foods you like, how many meals a day you can eat. If there are no questions on, are you working out at home or a gym, how many days a week can you work out, that's a cookie-cutter plan, I promise. And it's not going to work for you because, someone who works a 9 to 5, knows their exact hours, sits in a cubicle, is not going to be the same workouts in the same diet plan for someone who's active all day, does constructions, lifting heavy things, doesn't have the time to have, 2 hours in the gym because, he has 2 kids who need to go to soccer practice, a wife who, also works some weird hours. So everybody's different in their own way. Whether you're a 150-pound woman that wants to drop 10 pounds, you could have 10 of those. But every single one of those women are going to have a different lifestyle that your coach should be preparing for and should know about before sending you any kind of program. So we'll look out for that. So to wrap this up, again, muscle toning, you need to put on muscle. That means you need to lift weights. Yes, ladies, you need to lift weights. Men, you need to lift weights. And you need to have your diet on point. Again, both men and women, you need to have 0.8 to 1 gram of protein at least per pound of body weight each day. Protein are the building blocks to putting on muscle. If you don't have enough protein, you're not going to be able to put on muscle. You're not going to be able to get that toned look. Eat a crap ton of vegetables. Limit your carbs to earlier in the day or pre and post workout, and have lots of fiber. I hope that helped for you guys. If it did, please share this podcast. I don't run any ads. The fee, all I ask is that you rate it and that you share it, and that helps me out a ton. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email, mike@gerardiperformance.com, or shoot me a DM on Instagram with whatever questions. If you need a workout program, if you need a meal plan, if you want to sign up for my whole online personal training program, I'd love to guide you in the right direction. But for now, peace out.